I've not been here before to Meredith, but I've heard much about it because my offspring, all of them, 4 of them, have all been here and love it and regard it as the great festival. And they told me I would like it. They were very friendly people, lovely friendly audience. Yeah, it's funny how you can feel friendliness. Well, good morning, of course, and a Sunday morning is a very particular time, and I hope that what I can say will make some sense or be of some use. I approached my talk today with a bit of wonderment and curiosity. I realised it wasn't going to be easy, and people are sitting out there. They've probably been up to all hours in the night, or maybe they didn't get to bed last night. So I wasn't expecting much attention or silence, and I thought, well, that's okay. I'll see how I go and do my best. And I was rather staggered how, you know, they were lovely, and mostly I felt quite at ease with them. And it's very interesting looking at faces when you're talking about ideas and sort of elusive kind of concepts. I was on a bit of an airy-fairy thing in a way, but you know, it was kind of spiritual, I guess, even though I didn't use that word at any stage. And you know, they were there, and they were looking at me, and they were kind of open. I sort of had an open feeling. So I was astounded how, in a big, such a vast setting, such an intimate, such intimate ideas seem to work to some happy degree, and yeah, so maybe they've just got a terribly good sound system. I don't know what it is, but now maybe it's the presence of so many trees and the general ambience of the whole place puts people in a good mood, in a very sort of accepting and receptive mood. I would say it's got a lot to do with it. And that line has stuck with me ever since. Sleep on country. Such a simple thing to say, but so profound. And of course I'm talking to you all, and last night you slept on country. Most of you, I guess. So you know what it's about. I think the people in the audience have come here because of this kind of rustic thing and the hope of a bit of peace and just being reminded of trees and being far away from that gravitational pull of Melbourne, and being together with people of similar values, I guess, similar musical values. And it's got this reputation of being caring environmentally and kind of a bit civilised, I guess. Yeah, so that's a good crowd, and a bit of an eye-opener to me. The last time I went to a festival was back in 1969. And I must say, I have never experienced such peace and contentment and well-being and gladness about life and creation and the earth. I love music. You know, it's been part of my life. I used to play all those instruments and things and wrote songs, and I've you know, when I started, you couldn't buy a guitar in Australia, hardly, would you believe? Now they're falling out of the sky. But no, music's important, and I think in my ideas, I try and express them in a kind of a musical, lyrical way. There's a compatibility in my drawing, my artwork, and my writing even to musicality. There's a musicality, I guess. I saw all those lovely bands in the 60s, the Beatles, the Kinks, everybody, saw them all, and even met some of them and all that sort of thing. I was very lucky and have been greatly influenced by and inspired by music. Sometimes I listen to music and remember the creativity. I was listening to John Lennon the other day. I know, was it Strawberry Fields? Good old Strawberry Fields. And I was reminded of what stirred me to creativity. You know, music, it's so evocative. To make you want to create, or to invent something and put it out there. And yeah, it still works for me. Let your art come from within you, and lovely things come out in the dark. Beautiful creatures come out in the dark, and beautiful art arises in stillness and in darkness and quiet. Let's keep that alive. The animals remind us of that we are animals in a sense. We cannot help but be fascinated and drawn to them and want to be close to them And I don't know, they are nature, we are nature. People talk of human nature, we are part of nature, it is within us. So I think every child sees an animal and is fascinated and adores it perhaps, and I'm just still able to access those feelings. Most people love animals. And I suppose one is fighting a little cause, trying to say, no, remember the animals, remember the trees. Without them we are lost. Without nature, that's what supports us, that's what feeds us. And it's not there just to be pillaged and used, and it just makes sense. So I suppose I'm on a bit of a mission, aren't I, to say, no, this matters, this is beautiful, this is beautiful.